Readathon! I look crazed. So it's March now, and the Tis the Damn Readathon that I'm co-hosting all the way through this month has kicked off, and if you can't tell, I'm really excited. I also look a little bit like Medusa right now, but I'm going for Taylor Swift, because basically how the Readathon works, I'm not going to explain the whole thing, I'll put a link to my original video below, but there are different challenges that match up with the different albums and eras, and I am going to try and collect one challenge from every single era. And I'm going through in order, starting with the self-titled Taylor Swift. So I'm channeling young country Taylor who had very curly hair. This is as curly as I can get my hair to go. And I've really committed to channeling my baby Taylor. So I've got the curly hair, I've got the little black dress. Taylor Swift era Taylor Swift was a big fan of the little black dress. And of course, I've got my cowboy boots on. Taylor Swift would be wearing bare legs with this outfit, but Taylor Swift did not live in London in March. I'm starting off going easy on myself. The first challenge I'm trying to complete is to post a picture of your book. So I don't even have to finish a book to get this one ticked off, so that's a great start. The book I am going to read is Rebecca. That is the group book for this readathon. It's completely optional, nobody has to read it, but we were thinking of books that Taylor Swift has referenced, that she's read, that she said she's liked, and we know that she has read Rebecca and actually based the song Tolerate It off Rebecca. So that is our group book, and that's the one I'm gonna start with. And this feels like the perfect time to mention that this video is being sponsored by Skillshare, and thanks to a Skillshare class, I am going to try and take a really good picture of the book Rebecca. I'm not very good at Bookstagram. If you go and have a look at my Instagram, it's literally all just selfies. I'm not a good photographer. I'm just good at pouting and being full of myself. But I'm going to try and take an actually cool picture of the book Rebecca, and I have been following a Skillshare course, which I'm excited to try out. So I will show you that later on in the video. For now, I actually just have to start work. Not the most exciting start to the readathon, but let's go. Why is it so fucking cold? Taylor Swift never had to put up with this shit. This is my copy of Rebecca. I love this cover. They're really strong red and gold. So basically the Skillshare class I've been taking is all about how to make really colourful flat lays, and the first thing to do is go around and gather as many items as I can find with the colours I'm looking for. So I'm going to go for a red and gold theme. Okay, searching for red and gold things to match my book. Success, articulate as red and gold. Okay, this is what I've gathered so far. It's a pretty good haul. It is more red than gold, so I'm wondering if I need to think outside the box a little bit more to get some gold. Surely I must have loads of gold. I have lots of silver things like forks and knives. What do I have that's gold? Oh my god, those lights are gold! Well, they're bronze, but that counts. Lights will look pretty cool in a picture, I think. I don't have a nice big sheet of cards like she does in the class, so I've just put a bunch of cards together, and I'm hoping that the lines won't be super obvious.
As I walk these streets, I feel the breeze, and I'm free to think and feel exactly how I like. But once I know to be, oh, I have cleared my head of all the junk I saw instead of real things.
Okay, that was fun. I have a picture that I think looks really cool now. So the next class I'm going to watch is where she teaches us how to edit it. So I figured I might as well pause and tell you now a little bit more about the Skillshare course that I'm doing and why I'm working with them today. If you can hear a snuffling noise in the background, that's Hippo sniffing around. She's convinced there's some food hidden in this room. I hope that there isn't, otherwise I don't know where it is. So the course that I've just been doing was Colourful Flat Lays, taught by Tabitha Park. That was a totally different kind of picture than I've ever taken before, so that was really fun. Definitely going to do that again, and I'm excited to go on with the course and see how to edit that picture, and hopefully loads of you guys will go over and like it on Instagram. That's not the point of this. I'm not supposed to be plugging me, I'm supposed to be talking about Skillshare. I have worked with Skillshare a couple times before, so you might have heard me talking about them They're an online learning community. They've got thousands of classes for creative people to help you gain inspiration, learn new skills, explore your interests. I think they're really, really awesome. I have got a link for you to use in my description box. The first 1,000 people to use my link will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium, and after that it's only around $10 a month. I genuinely really enjoy using Skillshare. If you've seen the times I've worked with them before, I've done a creative writing course, I've done a learning how to be a good plant mum course, and now this one on colourful flat lays. And there are honestly just so many more, just thousands of options, and a whole online community of other people with the same kind of interests as you that you can meet. So thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, because without that partnership I would not have been able to take a good picture for this challenge, because as I said, I'm terrible at taking pictures. So now I'm going to go and edit it and then get on with actually reading the book. Before doing that though, I'm going to take Hippo for a walk before she actually kills me. I wanted to get some cute footage of running around with Hippo, but that wasn't on the cards for us today, was it, my love? It was very windy and Hippo thought that that was a waste of her time being outside. So we've just had a slightly non-adventure. Plus my hair is like fully detailered at this point. So thanks for nothing, Hippo. I'm trying to concentrate on work, but A, I'm hungry, so I'm coming for a biscuit, and B, all I can think, all that's going around my head is, last night I dreamed I went to Mandalay again. That's the first line of Rebecca, right? That's the book I'm going to read today. I hope that is the first line, otherwise I've just been wasting my thoughts on a random sentence. Frickin' finally, it is 5 o'clock. I can actually start reading for this reading vlog. By the time I get to my Taylor Swift readathon reading, I have shed my entire Taylor Swift look. My hair is no longer curly, I've taken off the cowboy boots, and I've covered up the little black dress with something fluffy. So I'm just some random bitch taking part in a readathon now. I have been waiting all day to dream last night that I went to Mandalay again. So let's see if I was right that that's the first line. Oh look, it's on the back. Last night I dreamt I went to Mandalay again. Smashed it. I have read this book once before at school, so we're talking like 15 years ago. And I didn't like it because I was a kid and I thought it was boring. Probably more than 15 years ago, to be honest. I remember thinking it was really boring. But now, whenever I think about the plot of Rebecca, or like I've seen the Alfred Hitchcock movie and it was really good, whenever I think about the plot I'm like, I would love that. That sounds amazing. So I think teenage me just like couldn't be fucked to enjoy what is clearly going to be a really good book. Fingers crossed. If it's good enough for Taylor, it's good enough for me. All together now. Last night I dreamt I went to Mandalay again. We've bought these adorable toys, like a bunch of these in different shapes for Hippo to make giving her food into a little game for her, like a little puzzle. I think she likes them, but she might just find them a waste of her time. It's hard to tell, she only really has one facial expression.
As I walk these streets, I feel the breeze, and I'm free to think and feel exactly how I like. But once I know,
I forgot that you never find out the main character's name in this whole book, so for the purposes of this readathon, I'm going to call her Taylor. She might have been called Taylor, we will never know. In my head, Mrs. Taylor de Winter. We have a clue about her name. My name was on the envelope and spelt correctly an unusual thing. It could be Taylor. That would have been a pretty unusual name at this time. People probably would have spelt it like the job. Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Sailor. I think her name is Taylor. How do I ask Daphne from beyond the grave if I'm right? Our next clue. You have a very lovely and unusual name. Yeah. Just did some quick research, and the earliest person that I can find with the given name Taylor was born in 1901. So it's not outside the realm of possibility, you guys. Okay, next clue. I told you at the beginning of lunch you had a lovely and unusual name, he said. I shall go further, if you will forgive me, and say that it becomes you as well as it became your father. So, you might conclude from that he's actually talking about her surname that she got from her father. But, to make it fit my theory, her father's name could have been Taylor. It's a gender-neutral name. And maybe her father was a tailor. We don't know. She's just been telling him her family history. We don't get to hear it. So maybe he was a tailor, and that's why the name became him so well. I've like really fucking proved this theory incontestably, I would say. It's definitely a thing that I struggle with, reading books that were just written in a different era. I don't know when this was written, in like the 20s, 30s. That I don't always get like the etiquette. I don't understand things that are like so important to them. So there are certain behaviours that we're supposed to understand are really, really rude, but I read them a couple of times and was like, I don't get why it's so rude. Or at one point she talks about how yesterday the woman that she's travelling with, who is this like hilarious, ridiculous character, bought 3 dresses from a dressmaker, and the dressmaker was really pleased and then asked our main character, or offered to give our main character 100 francs as a commission for bringing this rich lady along to the shop, and our main character refused. And then the dressmaker was like, oh well, then just come round to the shop and I'll make you up a dress without charging you anything. And she feels really sick, and then she relates this story later and they're like horrified at the thought of if she had taken that money, what kind of person she would be. And I don't really understand it. Isn't that a nice thing if someone's pleased that you bought the business and they offer to give you some money? Like, I get saying no, but it's not like it'd be terrible to say yes, right? That's kind of literally what I do as my job here. Businesses give me money in order for me to tell you guys about them. They didn't have influencers in this time.
Having space is made me realize.
Okay, mega exciting parcel just arrived. I bought myself a reading pillow at great expense. I will not tell you how much I paid for it. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was probably more than it's worth. But it's like a cushion that you put on your sofa or in your bed, and it like props you up perfectly for reading. And I always get such a bad back from spending too much time sitting on the sofa reading, so I'm so excited. But it does say that you have to like inflate it for 24 hours. So weird. This needs to be the comfiest thing I've ever sat in. It's very, very soft. That's a good start. It smells weird. What do I do? Oh my goodness. So it's gonna be like this shaped, and you sit in there and you have armrests. So how do I inflate it? Do I just leave it? Place it on a flat surface in a ventilated room for 24 hours and it will just expand. The pillow might initially have a slight odour. Yeah, it did. Which is normal and harmless. and we'll leave soon. So it's gonna look like that. I'm so psyched. You'll have to wait till the next reading vlog to see how that went, but I literally am so excited. I'm gonna make some dinner now, and while Daphne and Maurier, I'm sure, would find this incredibly rude and inappropriate, I do have a referral link I'll put below that gets you some money off. I don't remember. They're not paying me to say this. It's just like a regular referral code. Like, anyone who gets Gusto will get a referral code. I think it will get you a free box and then also give me some money if you sign up. People always ask me what I'm making, and I shall tell you, everything I make is from Gusto. I have no creativity. So I'm going to make nasi goreng, so sorry if I said that wrong, with cucumber and sriracha. Apparently it's just going to take 10 minutes, which is fantastic because I'm hungry and lazy. Dinner is served.
This looks great.
Yeah, it's got lots of soy sauce and garlic and accidentally some sriracha because I put the wrong thing in.
Nice.
Okay, then you plop an egg on top of each one.
Does that look appealing?
Mm-hmm. Looks like ketchup, isn't ketchup. Cool, and then there's just a bunch of cucumber to chuck on. Let's eat. Okay, we're coming to the end of the day, so time to edit and post that picture. This has been a fun first day of the readathon. Thanks so much for being here with me. I read not that much of Rebecca so far, the first 4 chapters, but I'm already really enjoying it. The main character herself is definitely more of an interesting character than I remembered. Like, I don't really remember anything about reading it from school, but from my like vague memories plus putting it together with just what I know about the book, I just assumed she was going to be this like, I know she's a timid character is how she's described, so I thought that meant that she was going to be maybe not a very interesting character, but actually already like her inner world is somewhere I'm happy to be, happy to follow along with. I'm going to pause with this book though because I'm working through these challenges in order, and so any minute now I'm going to have ticked off the Taylor Swift challenge by posting this picture. And the next challenge is the Fearless Challenge, and for that it's to read a book that intimidates you, which I guess technically this one could count for, but I have more in mind. I'm going to read The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro, which is definitely a book that intimidates me because I think I'm going to love it, but I think it's going to be maybe not a super accessible book to read. So you will catch up with that in my next vlog. I am doing one vlog per challenge of the readathon, which is maybe going to be chaotic, but we're going to give it a go. Okay, I'm going to post this picture. What should I caption it? I have no clever ideas for this. Lots of red things. And a soon-to-be red thing. It's so not as clever as I think it is. Alrighty, are you ready for this? Challenge achieved. So that's 1 down and 8 to go of the readathon challenges. How are you guys doing so far? Let me know in the comments below. And I will see you for the next one. It's fearless time. I gotta curl my hair back up again.